Funko, a company that has seemingly always searched for innovative ways to reuse and resell their designs. From plush to plastic, recolors run rampant. Even with the end of their classic plush and action figure lines, I don't really expect this sort of frugality to fade? Yeah, probably not. Tonight we're going to take a step into the past where Funko's most egregious recolors flooded the stores, even to the extent that other brands followed suit. We're talking the Blacklight wave. 2017. Funko shakes the scene with their reveal of the Blacklight plush. To much dismay, most fans were not fans. Even way back then, Funko was avoiding tons of characters that hadn't been plushified. However, it appeared this criticism wasn't heard, as the 2 Freddys, 3 Foxies, and Moldy Cupcake were only the beginning. Before we knew it, 26 inches of Blacklight fluff plopped onto shelves. Yeah, okay, I know they're marketed as 24 inches, but show me one that actually is. In other words, 2 ultra mega Blacklight plush began to show up. Blue and yellow Freddy, and purple and blue Foxy. Blacklight versions of the previously released 24-inch Freddys and Foxies, of which I sadly don't own, though I do enjoy these 2 as my stand-ins. As if that wasn't enough, FYE wanted a piece of that ultraviolet cupcake, and received 2 exclusives of their own. A green Freddy, which actually isn't a recolor, and even wilder, our very first 16-inch cupcake, which didn't even come in original colors? Funko, you had one job! Both of these plush were difficult to come by, and I only recently got my hands on them, secondhand, covered in cat fur. It's probably about time I give you my opinion on this flood of recolor plush. Hate on me all you want, but I've kind of always liked them. Now, would I have traded them for the Wizards or Phantoms? Is that even a question? But I don't let that take from my enjoyment of them. It's very weird that we got 4 Freddys and 4 Foxies, yet Bonnie and Chica are just missing. That I don't like. Though I can't help but smile seeing Cotton Candy Foxy and his Lemon Lime pal. These guys are fun, and happily have a home in my collection. But Funko was only just teasing their ultimate plan, as mystery minis, action figures, pops, mystery plush, and a whole bunch more entered the market. Okay, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see how they look in their natural habitat. Wow, Funko did a great job with these. These are truly Blacklight. The eyes are brilliant. Okay, Green Freddy might be the best. Look at this guy. Now that is a good Blacklight. I guess the only ones that I would say I'm disappointed in are blue plushies. I don't think the blue fabric works very good, not gonna lie. They still look so good despite that. Let's check out the other Lost series, the action figures. Now this is where things get interesting. Notice the release date, right alongside Help Wanted. A game with some vague Blacklight themes. However, if you dig a little deeper, you'll find that all us fans have been completely wrong for years.
There was originally supposed to be a show that could be unlocked later in the game, where the original cast would sing and perform on stage in front of us. This was later scrapped, but apparently this performance remains within the game's files. The performance itself will not begin, considering we've broken the game's logic. But taking a peek behind the curtains reveals each of the cast just T-posing in their usual spots. I activated the Blacklight switch in the hub before coming over here. Each of the performing characters have been reskinned with these neon color palettes.
Blacklights aren't recolors? What? They're official characters. Wait, that doesn't line up. So that means Funko seemingly released a wave of plush that leaked characters from a game that wasn't even announced yet? What? Unless, of course, they had the green light, which seems to make no sense, and only made fans mad. To top it off, the Blacklights ended up scrapped. Yet the merch poured on. This crack in the case is confirmed by the Blacklight Foxy entry of the character guide. And since this revelation isn't widespread, so many fans have no idea, including myself. I really thought that they were just recolors. So with our new pair of eyes, let me disappoint you. Bonnie lost his guitar. And it gets worse. Build-A-Figure is gone, and it never returns. Wow, great first impression. Let's just get a closer look. Just like the rest of the action figures, Freddy here is a decent replica of the official color design. Bonnie the Barney. Slathered in hot 90s pink and Nickelodeon slime, I can't help but wonder what the artist was thinking. At least to me, his color scheme is an eyesore. And our last unused Blacklight asset and help wanted, Demon Chica. This hen be staring me down, man. Chica's entire design is flooded with dark purple and black, paired with blindingly bright yellow. Hopefully the Blacklight proves these colors worth it. Cracking open our last Blacklight buddy, whose unused asset was incomplete, yet finished in the guide, we have Lemon Lime Foxy. Speaking of his character profile, the facts section is a little confusing. There are 3 Blacklight Foxy variants. Maybe originally? But there's actually 10. Yeah, 10 officially licensed color designs for Foxy. He's quite popular. Overall, I like Lemon Lime Foxy. Odd choice with the purple hinged eye patch, but I'm more concerned with his fractured kneecap. Yeah, these figures have the Series 1 loose joints. Easier to pop off a limb than pose it. But let's get to that Blacklight reveal.
Ooh, not bad. Very dark eyes. Very spooky.
Freddy might be the least impressive. Bonnie nearly turns white, though.
Dang! Oh, he looks so good.
Chica is likely the most fascinating.
That's a bright chicken. Surprisingly, the yellow doesn't do a whole lot. But the purple! This is like Snow Chica all over again. Foxy is pretty funny.
The brittle plastic of his torso made his green glow compared to the vinyl. But them thighs, though! Sorta makes me think they used the wrong paint for his waist.
I actually do appreciate the fact that some characters' irises glow and some don't.
Certainly a flawed series, but fun nonetheless. Before we tackle another Funko line, let's have a snack break. Some Freddy Fazbear Five Nights at Freddy's Tasty Eats Fun to Eats. Quite the mouthful. Though I think we'll be spitting it all out considering our last cereal review. Now I know the cereal expired in 2019, but I actually filmed this portion before then, so my review of it was unhindered. I have to say the box appears harmless, even inviting. Fresh out the box, 6 years in the past, the cereal already appeared old. In a big sticky mass. Health. And the exciting flavor turned out to be like a lightly sugared multigrain? Innovative. But if you buy cereal from Hot Topic or GameStop, do not ever expect it to have flavor. In reality, they're selling you the box and the toy. In our case, Blacklight Pocket Pop Freddy. Rockstar Freddy, interestingly. So yeah, this one is a recolor. Because Blacklight Rockstar Freddy was not in Help Wanted. I'm sorry.
Buy my cereal!
The green was probably supposed to glow, but it's kinda not. He looks pretty good though.
He's actually pretty cute, and detailed despite his size. But if you know me, I am not a Pop fan. I own 0 Pops and have no desire to buy them. Their button eyes and square heads alongside their usually uninspired poses have never really interested me. Don't get me wrong, there are some good designs. They've just been popped. And alongside this collectible pocket pop, Funko of course made Blacklight Pops.
Blacklight, baby!
Blacklight! And being a person who owns 0 Pops, we'll review them in a lightning round. Shout out to other YouTubers who actually bought them! There are 2 waves of Blacklight Pops. The first having the same colorways as the action figures, including a cupcake. Then jumping way into 2023, Funko dropped 2 gothic versions, cloaked in black. Hot Topic exclusive. So yeah, that's what they look like. But Funko needs my money. So they deployed another series in the Blacklight theme, with an added layer of mystery, Mystery Minis plushies. Not being a fan of danglers, I was hesitant. The designs, however, immediately tripped my cutie radar, and I may have regretted only getting a few. My first pull is... No way, I got my favorite on the first bag. Okay, never mind, I don't need any more. He's so cute! Cotton Candy Foxy is my favorite colorway thus far. Yeah, it's true, the printed ears are trash. He's definitely cheesy. Next bag, a chubby classic-looking cupcake. Not very Blacklight looking, but okay. And our last bag, oh my goodness, look at this precious face! A new Blacklight character for us, the puppet. With a soft violet body and daisy mask, this design is perfect for the puppet. I'm just sad that these tags were so obnoxiously attached. Who wants a keychain with a tag to begin with? There are also our typical 2 Freddys, Golden Freddy, the yellow cupcake, 2 toy Bonnies, one having stolen classic Bonnie's colors, Lemon Lime, 2 toy Chicas, a blue one in stolen classics, and 1 more puppet in probably the worst colorway thus far. But like most Blacklight merch, these plush are recolors, as a classic set was crafted before these. Probably why Foxy somehow ended up with Fun Times eyelashes? Weirdly though, Cupcake was never in the classic set. Cupcake again coming in clutch. Really, not bad for being $5 a pop. And I was definitely charmed by getting some of the best ones.
Ooh, these guys actually look great! The likelihood is low, but let's see if this packaging will glow. Oh? It does! Okay, I guess I wasn't expecting that. I guess we can cheat what they might look like. Once again, green, yellow, pink, generally the best.
Now for my all-time favorite series, Mystery Minis. Being cheap, small, and cohesive, I'd argue that these little fellas are the most suited to recolors. Personally, I can never have enough. Unlike Mega Plush, which cost and space-wise are a difficult sell. Now, forewarning. I filmed this portion in 2019 and have since lost the unboxing portion of our mini review. Huge apology for the inconvenience. Luckily though, I managed to find and collect every single one. Which is less of a feat when you realize there is no 1 in 72. Let's start with our bears. 4 different ones, in fact. Classic Freddy here is vaguely reminiscent of Pink Plush, but actually matches one of the mini plush instead. A little Valentine's teddy.
This guy is basically a light bulb.
Toy Freddy snatched Classic Freddy's color scheme before he could, apparently, but it looks good on him. A whole ton of the Blacklight merch is cohesive per character, but when swaps like this happen, I just feel confused. Golden Freddy is an interesting Blacklight character, with colors that basically are true to form, if he's cosplaying as Fredbear. Kinda sorta not out of the question. And our last Freddy, who's kind of not a Freddy? Endoskeleton. The weird mystery mini Endo who looks less like an Endo and more like a robot bear.
I have Andiematronic Freddy.
Huh?
Blacklight Endo is our first 1 in 36 chase, with a lovely blue and purple design. Man is he cute. Then there's our 2 chickens, classic and toy, classic Chicas in her Raven era, with tiny tweaks, the weirdest of which being her green blushies? Toy Chica also remains cohesive, with her blue and yellow design.
Whoa! Oh, Foxy looks so good!
And of course we have Lemon Lime and his berry buddy, both of which staying true to their color schemes, but also with paint errors. Wouldn't exactly be a mystery mini review without them. Next up, 2 common rabbits. Yeah, interestingly, Springtrap isn't a chase, even though his color scheme is so satisfying. Cold as ice on the outside, purple deep down. Now that is a mystery mini. Toy Bonnie returns in his own colors, grass green like the little Easter bunny he is.
I have Toy Bonnie.
Ooh.
She's green.
What? What?
And then we've got a set of cakes. Purple being a chase. I'm having a hard time understanding why. I guess he is sweeter than moldy. And grape frosting marks the 5th cake design by Funko. Finally, we have our 2 humanoid minis, Balloon Boy and Puppet. Puppet is just as precious as her plush. How can I even express my adoration for this retro color scheme? She's just so perfect! Balloon Boy, though. Oh my goodness. My eyes. Psychedelic, sugar-coated clown horror! As much as I hate it, it's perfection. Okay, can we just discuss the rarities? They make very little sense. But I guess that's kind of the way it is with Funko's mystery minis sometimes. On occasion, the coolest figure ever will be extremely hard to get, and then in the next set, a character nobody wants will be hard to find. Sort of feels like they just randomly picked characters for rarity here. Next series by Funko? Wait, didn't we review these? Oh, never mind, they're tiny. In the early sets of Funko action figures, these mini packs would find themselves on the shelves next to them. However, their tiny size and lack of posability kinda sorta left me disinterested. One thing these sets had going for them, however, was their inclusion of characters that weren't made into action figures. In the first 2 sets, you could get yourself Balloon Boy, and even the most accurate Endo figure that's ever been made? Why was this not made into an action figure? It's so cool. However, Funko stopped adding these specialty characters in their last 2 waves, which I think likely helped kill the series. If you were getting the action figures, what was the point anymore? Luckily, with the Blacklight sets, we get the 2 special characters, Blacklight Balloon Boy in one, and the lovely endoskeleton in the other, which the box calls Andiematronic skeleton, both figures of which true to their mystery mini colors. Freddy looks like an exact replica of his action figure, but Foxy has a unique color scheme? Probably my least favorite one of his. I do not understand why he has so many.
Oh my gosh! His arm broke off! Bro took one fall and his arm is gone.
Our other Foxy and Chica are replicates of their action figures as well, and the slumped Goldie continues to cosplay. Lastly, a vibrant Springtrap, matching his mini. Wait, no Bonnie? Yeah, he was replaced by Pink Foxy. Thanks for that, Funko.
These guys are legitimately glowing better than the action figures. Dang!
These figures are pretty fun, and extremely detailed for their stature. But being a collector of plush, minis, and action figures, I have no interest in pursuing this series as a collection. Funko can't have all my savings. And that's a wrap on the 2017 through 2019 era of Funko Blacklight merch. But remember how I said other brands followed suit? How about Funko's, at the time, biggest plush competitor, Good Stuff? Good Stuff price their plush low, and also attempt far more characters in a variety of sizes. Meant more for state fairs and crane games, random stuff like that. Well, in 2019, Good Stuff released their wave of Blacklight plush. 6 color variants in sizes ranging from 6-inch to, 24? And please disregard our out-of-place Foxy. 6-inch blue Foxy is so rare I'm not even sure he exists. If you have one, congratulations! I don't think there's even a single image online. Large Foxy here gets an even more oceanic design than Freddy, with a kelpie green and sandy tummy. But I would still argue this is one of the less cohesive colorways Foxy was given. Our other Fox, though, actually used one of Funko's colorways. Their literal worst one! Oh my goodness. Nice unibrow. Luckily for Zach and I, we stumbled upon a crane game full of these plush back in 2019. We beat the crap out of that machine until it finally coughed up each of its plush designs. So yeah, we absolutely overpaid for these plush, but it was so fun, how could I not? This looks like a good one.
Come on, Cupcake.
Oh my gosh, I think you got it!
Yes.
Oh, yeah! The machine was highly infested by cakes, so we got them quickly. Autumn Plum and Halloween Treat. Yeah, even though I named them, I could really care less for these colorways, though their edible versions were tasty.
I just grab his butt and see if I can move him.
You're gonna grab Freddy's butt?
Yes.
And finally, we have our 2 Freds, both with unique designs. A tropical Skittles-esque boy, and oh my gosh, another Barney? Blacklight was a mistake. As you can tell, at least with this series, Good Stuff makes some pretty decent plush. The quality is usually on point, usually. The fabric is soft, and the patterns look nearly stolen. If they only had fabric eyes, I'd keep them displayed with my Funko. It's difficult to get past how cheap those look.
So do they glow? Oh, they do! The eyes of these plush are not very special, not gonna lie. Oh gosh, you can really see how damaged his eyes are. The blue doesn't really react, but at least that makes it so the other colors pop. This is especially noticeable on Blue Foxy. Pink is clearly the better Blacklight color here. So, I have to say, Good Stuff just does not glow as well as Funko. This can be seen in most of the plush comparisons. The purple Good Stuff cupcake basically doesn't even glow compared to Foxy. Clearly, there's a better fabric choice here. Good Stuff has lost the battle.
By now, most fans believed the Blacklight phase was over, but alas, only 1 year later, we got more. showing its face once again in the weirdest of ways. Slime. Yeah, the late 2010s was obsessed with slime. So of course, Just Toys had to show up late attempting to cash in. Just like they did with squishies, dig kits, mystery bags, fidget spinners, and must I even go on? 4 different colored slimes were produced, plopped in plain cups, topped with strangely stiff, foam-like heads. Nightmare Chica, Nightmare Bonnie, Nightmare Fredbear, and Freddy. Though an early picture shows scrapped classic Foxy and Nightmare Cupcake, all of which having higher quality paint. Just Toys is known to advertise better paint than what's delivered. So yeah, the heads aren't anything special, and the slime is slimy.
Slime is kind of fun, isn't it? Okay, I like this more now. I have to admit, I wasn't impressed. I was like, this is just slime. But it's Blacklight slime, man. That makes it so much better.
A year after that, amongst Funko's 2021 Security Breach merch were 7 unwelcome faces. Blacklight Chase Minis, and a small plush wave. Oh man, these mystery minis were not a welcome sight by any means, as more than half the set were simply recolors, not even new molds. A brand new low for the series. Welcome to the depths. But let's try and enjoy them for what they are, right? Pink and blue Glamrock Freddy, vibrant as always, but is it just me, or do the main colors appear to be at odds? I'd argue Balloon Boy looks better. Then we have Glamrock Chica. Okay, I like this one a little bit more. The molds themselves are great, but I don't think the colors were very thought out. And lastly, Golden Roxanne. Finally, a color design that's easy on the eyes. This miniature mini-series is pretty muddy. Both in the daylight and under the blacklight, they don't seem to shine like the other series did. Maybe that mini plush wave can save things. Okay, so if you follow this channel, you'd know that I have yet to review the normal Security Breach plush, but I am well aware that these plush are just recolors. And unlike the original wave, we only get 4 characters, which is a shame, especially since the one they skipped was Vanny. So yeah, this wave strays from the classic Blacklight style, and goes gothic like we've seen in the pops, which means a majority of their body will be invisible for the Blacklight. Hopefully that'll be neat. I can't help but get a Fazerblast aesthetic from them. Freddy's looking real 80s. His mismatched legs were a really fun design choice. Though, you know how I feel about printed fabric. And if you don't, you can probably guess. It doesn't look great, and feels yucky. Plush are supposed to be soft, man. As for Chica, oh, why is she so ugly? The color choice looks far worse here. The egghead doesn't help, and her fabric really lacks plushness, all because of her enormous amount of color print. I'm sorry, I do not like this one bit. What about Monty? Well, I'm really missing the vibrant plush of the past. They were soft, and my eyes didn't burn while looking at them. Yeah, I don't like him. His pattern especially bothers me. His head is super flat while his snout slumps down. If I wasn't a FNaF fan, I would really wonder what I'm even looking at. Roxy? Oh, okay, she's better. But annoyingly, her entire lower half is rough to the touch. I really do understand that the printing helps Funko stay in budget, but at the end of the day, I'd rather pay more for extra fabric splicing and embroidery. I get it. Higher budgets are for Sanchi and U2s. But as for what Funko could afford, these colorways still suck. There is no way I will ever display these. Bye!
Can the blacklight make up for what the daylight can't understand? Yeah, maybe not. I mean, the colors definitely glow. They look great. There's no denying those pants. I just don't know if it makes up for everything else.
As the snow began to fall on 2021, Funko couldn't help themselves but throw a handful of Blacklight pint-sized heroes into the FNaF Advent calendar. A calendar that I thought was supposed to be themed for Christmas, but I guess Blacklight is cheaper to produce. Pint-sized heroes, you ask? Not pocket pops or bitty pops? Nope, just another style of tiny plastic figure. The cheapest ones out there, as their bodies are all the same mold. with heads that are only mildly tweaked between characters. If you watched my playthrough of Security Breach, you may remember that I opened this as a little Christmas intermission, so I'll be splicing that into this quick review. Amongst the actually Christmas-themed characters, we can find 2 sets of Blacklights, the classic Neons, and 4 modern Dark characters. So I actually had to re-buy this set because I gave all of these pint-sized heroes away at conventions to random fans, and I bought this on eBay. Huh? Bro, I bought this as a full set! They stole the one?! Please don't tell me that was one of the Blacklights. We are missing Blacklight Toy Freddy, so he's not gonna be in all the great shots with everyone together because the seller decided to scam me. And yes, I overpaid for this set because it's old now and FNaF merch goes up in value. Though I call them toys because of their cheeks, the bib kinda says otherwise, so choose your own adventure. Toy Freddy robs Freddy of his most iconic ocean colors again, then his Valentine's theme, and lastly, his Mega Plush green. Weirdly enough. We only get 1 Toy Bonnie back for Easter. Oh, and it's confirmed. Classic Blacklight Chica likes to doll herself up in green blush. Then we have 4 Foxies. Lemon Lime, Berry, but then here's where things get weird. Good Stuff's color scheme, and then a brand new Golden Foxy? Which has never been done, unless I've lost my mind already? I know I'm close. Balloon Boy, normal colors, and Sunburnt, which looks kinda trash. To complete the collection, Sweet Baby Retro Puppet, and another new color that's pretty mid. They glow, which is good, because that means they work as advertised. These guys are fun and inexpensive, but their art style and simplicity doesn't hold my interest. So if you see me at a convention, I've got one for ya. Okay, so that's gotta be the end of the Blacklights, right? Flourishing in 2016 to 2019, sliming us in 2020, then popping into 2021 for a last goodbye. But no. Funko had to draw out their death by ham-fisting 2 single toys into their 2023 Snap series. Blacklight Glamrock Freddy and Blacklight Monty. Both of whom came in camouflage, dropping their original colorways and appearing nearly identical to their non-UV reactive brethren. My theory for this? Trapping collectors. Built in a way that you'd either miss a diorama or character by buying only one. Do you want a pink mohawk in his room, or do you want his base and Chica? So, yeah. I may have a slight distaste to these guys already. At the very least, Freddy's colors are visually appealing, so that's cool. That's basically all I have to say. And there you have it, FNaF fans, your complete guide to the Blacklight phenomenon. Wait, what am I looking at? Seriously, guys, it's 2025, how is Blacklight back? A single bitty pop. Deluxe Blacklight Freddy. The deluxe part being a backdrop? Funko, how stupid do you think we are? And that completes the ocean of Five Nights at Freddy's merch that was drenched in UV reactive colors, reaching the tall peaks of greatness, all the way down to the distant deserts of disaster. A pocket of anomaly which will surely be forgotten in time. And although Blacklight wasn't entirely a recolor by Funko, they did end up trying to do that twice in the future. We'll get into these another time. Thanks so much for watching, guys! I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye-bye!